Good morning and welcome to this Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, 9:30 a.m. joint committee decision-making agenda between the Hawaii State Senate Committee on Commerce and Consumer Protection and the Senate Committee on Judiciary. We're in conference room 016 and we will be making recommendations and voting on measures that have been heard previously in their respective subject matter committees. The first measure on the agenda is House Bill 228 HD1 SD1 relating to license plates. The recommendation on this measure, after receiving the prior concurrence of the subject matter chair, is to pass with amendments, we will define the terms cover and shield, which are located on page 2, lines 4 and 5 of the bill. Members, CPN members, any discussion? Okay, seeing none, Vice Chair passing with amendments, Chair votes aye.
Thank you. Vice Chair also votes aye. Senator McKelvey?
Yes.
Senator Richards?
Aye.
Senator Awa?
No.
Thank you. Measure is adopted.
Thank you.
Same recommendation for JDC members on HB 228. Questions or concerns? If not, Senator Gabbard.
Chair Rhodes?
Aye.
Vice Chair Rhodes, aye. Senator Chang? Aye. Senator San Bonaventura? Excused. Senator Owa? No. Measure passed.
Thank you very much. The next measure is HB 125 HD1 relating to firearms. The recommendation on this measure is to pass unamended. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, Chair votes aye.
Thank you. Of the CPN members present, are there any voting with reservations or objections?
Reservations.
Reservations for Senator McKelvey and no vote for Senator Owa. Measure is adopted.
Thank you.
I think we're gonna delay the vote till we have our full complement, so we'll roll this to end the calendar and see if we have the full complement, and otherwise we'll have to delay it further.
Okay, thank you. The next measure on the agenda is House Bill 1194 HD2 SD1 relating to midwives. The recommendation on this measure, after conferring with the co-chair and receiving prior concurrence from the HHS chair, is to pass with amendments, adopting the proposed recommendations submitted by the DCCA. And defecting the effective date of this measure to July 1, 2050. Members, any discussion?
Chair.
Senator McKelvey.
Thank you. This bill's proved quite controversial. I appreciate the changes. However, my community is demanding more conversation on this measure with me in particular. So I'm going with reservations for now to express the fact that there are a lot of concerns still about the measure. Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Senator Owal.
Yeah, well, this is bill for midwifery. From what I gather, a lot of midwives don't want this. This is too much regulation. We should allow them to practice their tradition. So I'll be voting no.
So noted. Thank you. I'd also like to note for the members and for everyone watching, we received a lot of testimony on this measure, and there's been a lot of testimony as it's moved through the process. What our clerks picked up over the last 48 hours is there appear to be a number of different organizations that are bundling testimony on behalf of individuals who wanted to participate in the process. And so as a result, we have tried to remove duplicate pieces of testimony from individuals whose testimony has been bundled by multiple organizations. We've submitted all that testimony the best we could online today. If any member of the public or anyone who has attended this hearing is unable to locate their testimony in our packet due to an inadvertent omission as we tried to deduplicate, we will leave our testimony portal open until the close of business. You can email our committee directly, and we will post your testimony if you can resubmit it to us before the end of day. Again, if we inadvertently omitted the testimony while trying to remove duplicates, because there were a number of those. So I just wanted to make that comment before we move to the vote. If there are no other questions or concerns, then we will be passing with amendments, and the chair votes aye.
Okay, Vice Chair also votes aye. Senator McKelvey,
Reservations.
Senator Richards.
Aye.
Senator Owa.
No,
Measure is adopted.
Thank you.
Okay, for JDC members, this is another one. We'll wait until end of calendar to see if we get the full complement. But the recommendation will be the same, of course.
Thank you. The next measure is House Bill 348 HD1 SD1 relating to single-use plastics. The recommendation on this measure is to pass unamended. Members, any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none passing unamended, chair votes aye.
Thank you. Of the members present, are there any voting with reservations or objections? Hearing none, measure is adopted.
Thank you.
Same recommendation for JDC members, as is. Questions or concerns? If not, Senator Gabbard.
Okay, are the members present? Are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you, and I'll yield to the co-chair for the last measure.
Thank you. Next up is HB 874. This establishes it for minor and theatrical employment with a gross income of at least $5,000 on a project or $20,000 in a calendar year. A parent or legal guardian of the minor is required to establish a trust account for the minor. Recommendation here is to accept the Attorney General's recommendation to delete the rulemaking authority in subsection H on page 3, line 17 to 19, because they're already, well, the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations, this isn't really their kuleana, and there are private rights of action already. So, okay. Questions or concerns? If not, Senator Gabbard for the vote.
On HB 874, HD3 SD1, recommendation is to pass with amendments. Of the members present, are there any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Thank you.
CPN committee, same recommendation, passing with amendments. Any discussion? If not, chair votes aye.
Thank you. Of the members present, any voting with reservations or objections? Hearing none, measure is adopted.
Okay, before we adjourn, so I'm gonna just sit here for a minute, and so CPN, if you'd like to adjourn, that's fine. We're gonna stay for a few minutes to see if we can get our last member, and then go from there.
Okay, so noted, we will adjourn the CPN agenda. Thank you.
Okay, there are two measures that CPN has already voted on that JDC has not, and that first one is HB 125. This requires retail sellers or transfers of firearms to provide purchasers with notice regarding the law on firearm storage and expands requirements for the secure storage of firearms. And it has a clean date, so just so you know. Our concerns or questions? If not, Senator Gabbard for the vote.
On HB 125, HD1,
Sorry. I'm saying, hang on a second.
Can you just repeat your recommendations?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's unamended. Sorry.
recommendations to pass HB 125 HD1 as is. Senator Rhodes.
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Chang.
Aye.
Senator San Buenaventura.
Aye.
Senator Owa.
no.
Measure passes.
Okay, next up, the other one that we did not vote on, the CPN did vote on already, is HB 1194 relating to midwifery. The recommended change from CPN that we will also adopt is we'll delete section, it's the DCCA amendment, basically. We'll delete subsection of HRS 457J-6A7 in its entirety, because this exemption broadly allows individuals to practice midwifery without a license, so long as they are invited by the patient and provide services without compensation. And we'll delete page 23, line 14 through 17. Create a new subsection B under HRS 457J6, beginning on page 32, line 14, to read: it is not a violation of this chapter for a person invited by a patient to be present at a birth occurring at a location other than a birth facility, provided that the person shall not use the title midwife, licensed midwife, or engage in the practice of midwifery unless licensed under this chapter. And we also changed the defective date, but it still will have a defective date. Questions or concerns? Senator Awa.
So if just question, woman's giving birth, somebody is there, not as a midwife label or anything like that, but helps. Do they commit a crime?
A crime? I don't know. I will
Is that
defer to
criminal?
the subject matter chair in this situation.
Okay, so the intent was that they do not commit a crime, and my understanding is by putting it in a different section, it remains that they have not committed a crime. Okay,
I believe-
that's always been my position that if they show up, not receive compensation, invited by the patient, and they're not using the title midwife or pretending or saying that they're a midwife, that they have not committed a crime.
Okay. So as long as they're not getting paid and we're invited.
Invited, and they're not saying that they are a midwife.
Okay.
So if you're a doula, okay. Birth attendant, okay, so long as they're not getting,
And the bill also carves out all the stuff on
Yeah.
Hawaiian.
Yeah. and
Constitutional.
ohana, usually spouses want to be part of it. Right, should be okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm
'cause
still
don't-
opposed.
I
but
don't want
thanks for
to,
that
I don't want to
explanation.
criminalize people who want to attend a birth.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
and are invited and not have compensation.
Well, the new language does say or engage in the practice of midwifery, but it still wouldn't be a crime. I mean, that was your question, was it a crime?
But they're
Yeah, so long
breaking-
as they don't use the word midwife.
As long as they don't have a title, we're not
Yeah.
breaking the law.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, but the or engage in the practice of midwifery is broader than that.
Or engagement.
Yeah.
If they're
So
engaging in
it's-
the practice, they're breaking the law.
Yeah, so. No. Well, you know what? This is gonna go to conference. So we'll talk more
We'll talk
about
about
it.
that one.
I
okay.
won't be there.
No, well, the defective date, but you know my intent, and I have basically announced that out, which was Senate position for a very long time. Was that basically if you attend a birth outside of a birth facility invited by the patient and not receive compensation and not call yourself a midwife, you're not a criminal.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
and I'll make sure of that in conference because I
I'll
want,
be no to the last reading.
okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Thanks for explaining.
yep. Any other questions or concerns? If not, Senator Gabbard.
On HB 1194, H22 SD1, recommendations to pass with amendments. Are there any no votes or reservations?
No.
No vote for Senator Wah, no vote for the vice chair. Measure passes.
Okay, thank you very much. That concludes this agenda. We have we have another one at 10, but okay. But
Second.
Senator Gabbard and I have another one at 10, so it'll be a little later than that at Ways and Means, 2:11, and a little after 10. Okay, we're concluded. We're adjourned.